CCF's Director of Ecological Research. If you will please welcome Dr. Bogdan Cristescu.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. And I want to introduce also Mr. Abdinasir Hussein from MOACC Somaliland, Directorate of Wildlife, who is our key collaborator. And he will assist by giving the second part of the talk, which will focus on conservation evidence or evidence of presence of cheetahs in Somaliland specifically. I will give the first part of the talk that focuses on using potential cheetah prey species as a surrogate of where cheetahs might be in an understudied area of the Horn of Africa. So, of course, as a large carnivore, cheetahs are heavily dependent on where their prey might be found. And in arid areas and hyper-arid areas, it is actually very difficult to detect cheetahs. So one way to initially sample cheetah populations in areas where there is nothing known about them, such as some of the areas in the Horn of Africa, such as here, near areas delineated in these black polygons where CCF is working currently. It's actually pretty useful to try to estimate prey first, and that can guide us for sampling further cheetah populations. Unfortunately, though, across broad landscapes, it is not really possible to obtain wildlife estimates at a scale of landscape importance. So what we do have is, courtesy of FAO, we have access to livestock data. And this scale here shows just a gradient of low to high abundances of livestock in this area of interest. And that differs according to the livestock type, right? But even with this type of data, the publicly available information is quite old, 2015, and it's not always relevant for making decisions at a smaller level within jurisdictions of interest. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to focus on an area of Somaliland that actually we are much more familiar with. It's the area that we have most data on at the moment in this region. So in 2022, in collaboration with the MOACC Somaliland, we carried out some road transects. So we basically drove across the regions of Somaliland, covering this vast expanse of land. And we recorded any wildlife that we saw, as well as presence of livestock. And we found that in this understudied area, the regions of Somaliland in the east, Sol and Sanag especially, had large numbers of potential prey individuals for cheetah. However, there was a great bias towards livestock. So there was several orders of magnitude higher abundance of livestock compared to wild prey. When we partitioned the data, livestock versus wildlife species, we found an opposite pattern. We found western Somaliland, this Awdal region, at the borders of Djibouti, had the largest number of sightings of potential prey species for cheetah. So that could be an important area where cheetahs might be present. And furthermore, looking at the species richness of wild prey for cheetahs, so how many species of gazelles and other potential cheetah prey that were there, Awdal again comes up as an important area. One nice thing about doing these ground-based surveys is they provide special information on distribution of either wild prey or livestock. So in this example, the large livestock are given on the left, the small stock on the right. And this hotspot mapping shows that central areas of Somaliland seem to have a lot of livestock. There are also localized hotspots in the west, in this Awdal region, which coincide with areas where we detected a lot of cheetah prey. So that to us shows that there's an opportunity for cheetah persistence in these areas because we have prey species there. But at the same time, it could be an area that has a lot of potential for human-wildlife conflict, interactions between cheetah and livestock. One key source of information on prey species in the western southern Somaliland is FAO. They did some aerial surveys, helicopter surveys in 2021. And color-coded here are various prey species. So yellow, white, and red are symbols for detected gazelles, various species of gazelles. So this coastal area of Somaliland here, which is sort of a floodplain system, much lower elevation, has pretty widely distributed prey according to the aerial survey data. The predominance of green here are basically locations of Giranok, which seem to utilize these higher elevation, more topographically complex area. If we were to learn something from the movement of people and pastoralists in that region, they tend to track the rainfall patterns and sort of surf the green wave. They follow the vegetation development across seasons and migrate for hundreds of kilometers. And it's very possible that especially the gazelle species do the same thing. And it's certainly worthwhile investing more effort in trying to understand how this type of dynamic might influence not only the prey species, but also the cheetahs, who might be looking at a migratory cheetah population that's transboundary here through Djibouti, Ethiopia, and Somaliland. So for the next 3 years, we're going to be busy doing some surveys, systematic with extensive camera trapping grids, about 20,000 square kilometers each. They're color-coded here by major biomes. It's a big collaborative project, and we're hoping to have a lot of information to contribute in the coming years.
Hello to everyone. My name is Abdinasir Hussein Saeed, Director of Wildlife Somaliland. This slide is we just did together with the CCF to make a rapid survey to the Awdal region, and this is we cover to know how the species get from these regions, and also we are just interviewing for the community how they protecting to the wildlife, and also when we are making together with the survey, it's very important to be aware that our community should be very aware to protecting the wildlife in the wild. This is a community awareness campaign for the illegal wildlife trade. As you all aware, Somaliland take a huge role to fight for illegal wildlife trafficking that we confiscated between 2018 up to 2023, 163 cheetahs that trafficking for illegal wildlife trafficking. So the MOC and CCF take a huge awareness campaign for the community of the Awdal region, and to aware them to protect into the wildlife in the wild. And the only message that we are sending for the community to aware that the illegal wildlife trade, it's our wildlife act is not allowed to keep into the wildlife and to catch them, to make illegal wildlife trafficking. And also, as you see for the picture, we are just aware for the young generation to be aware, and also we are trying to give them the message that we have it. So we did together, we are really thanks to our partner CCF to make awareness together, and the MOC Somaliland will take a huge role to aware for the community for the different regions in Somaliland. And this is, as you see, this is Awdal region, and just we cover it to know how the species are live into the Awdal region, and you can see for the community of the area, where they just sharing with us the information that they get from into the rural area. And when in 2021, they just share with us some people they have seen in the cheetahs in the region of Awdal. And also, when we get from that information, we have done from there to make more awareness in Bon and Harirat area, and also we confiscate a lot of cheetahs in here. This is a evidence picture that a cheetah died that we get from between Harirat and Bon, and we are just making from awareness than we just, receive from a cheetah died. And also this is the evidence that the cheetah in Somaliland and Somaliland will take to protecting to the wildlife in the wild. And this is also for the cheetah that our CCF staff of Gedebele Rescue Cheetah Center, they just one of the staff of the member of Gedebele, he just took a capture from this picture, and this is the evidence that the cheetah is there, and just we need to stop illegal wildlife trafficking. And also, I will mention, together we can stop for illegal wildlife trafficking, and one region cannot stop for illegal wildlife trafficking, but when we are together and collaborate together and share the information, we can stop for illegal wildlife trafficking. The reason that we are here today to work, to take action to stop for illegal wildlife trafficking. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.